Welcome to the basement. First off, I just want to pay homage to this door for a second. This is my least favorite door in the entire school. I hate this door. I just hate it. This is a 5 key, and the only thing I know of that's on the 5 key. So when you come and you put the 5 key in and you twist it initially, you can tell that it unlocked, but it didn't do anything. And then you can come back here and it's still locked, and now you come the whole way the other direction and you can open it. So just keep turning keys until you get that thing to work. I'm going to block it for a second. On the right side is where you're going to find the light switch for this area. So this cage over here contains lighting information, including the house light information, which is on a somewhat broken controller. So in order to get into this cage, you need a master lock key. It's the same one that's in a few of them. It goes to some stuff in the rock gym closet. This, once you're out here, you can come into this thing and we'll talk through what we've got. I don't know everything about this room, but I'm going to tell you the things I do know. Over here, all this stuff, this is the Lutheran West network. I don't really have anything to do with it, but the 2 panels that contain the wireless eventually run down here someplace and patch in. As long as the network's on, they should be on just fine. There's all kinds of controls for power down here that I don't know that much about. I can tell you what I do know. This, and the third one that's over there are all essentially little breakers that control the lighting systems. And if you look on the side of this, you're going to see this weird thing here. And these are essentially breakers on the panel. If a light's not working, it could be because of this. Some of them have been captured and they don't work anymore. But this would be 49 through 72, and the numbers that you see on the stage pins would correspond to that correctly. This is taking DMX information, and all the dimmers are actually inside of here. Sometimes there's problems with this. In the future, our hope is that we don't have anything that's being controlled by these things down here, but we're kind of in a period where we're updating things to be better. This is another electric panel. And in here, we're going to try to get some better labeling on stuff. We took some of these circuits that flow to those outlets and made them go directly to here without ever getting there, so we could power things like the projectors or some of the more modern lighting fixtures and megabattens that are out there. So there's stuff in here. This Leviton thing, which I don't know if you can get onto this screen for a second. This thing is whacking out. It's all kind of weird. These are the modules. This is the house light controller. And this controls the lights over the stage, over the audience seats and over the screen. It controls the lights to the stairs, the lights on the wall, and also the 2 outlets down in the orchestra pit. All really feed from here. It is DMX controlled, so the board has the ability to control these things. This screen, I had to figure out, I sat down and just played with manuals and buttons and figured out how to get into this and change something, because we used to only have half of the side lights to work via control. So I have a little document that has every menu item in here that I could find charted out. This eventually has to get replaced. We want something that'll control DMX, and it'll end up basically dimming all of the stuff that's already in there. Unfortunately, the house lights in the Jochum room are all in one giant circuit instead of being individually controllable, which is not really what we want, but that's why they kind of turn on and off at different times, and they don't seem to dim very perfectly. In a real world, they would all have direct power, and they would all be DMX controlled lights. So there'd be power for everything. They plug in like a normal outlet, or power that they're always on, and then DMX would turn the lights on or off. But really what's going on is they're a one giant circuit, and the DMX controls the whole circuit, and when the voltage drops to some, they don't evenly hit a voltage drop through the whole circuit, which is why it doesn't work the way that we want. Down here, these 2 things, and eventually a third one that's down below me, are relays. They're not hooked up right now, but we're working on that at the moment. These will eventually hook into some of the outlets that go to these boxes here that are directly powered, and definitely the ones that are in here, to protect our stuff from lightning strikes. So the way that this works is a signal will come from the light board that turns these on. And once they're on, power flows to the circuits, and then you can control the lights like normal. But when the lighting system is off, it detaches that stuff. So if lightning ever were to strike, it wouldn't go fry all of our fixtures. So that's everything in this little cage area that I really know. But we're going to go to the other area where there's more information. So I'm going to lock this thing back up, because I don't plan on being back down here right now. Be sure to lock these things up because there's a lot of important information. So there's lots of drama props down here. I don't really care about any of that stuff. But here's another cage. Welcome to it. First off, this right here, this controls, I believe, not one, but two raceways, or maybe I'm wrong about that. But the winch lights and the second electric, they're not controlled by the packs that are over there. Their dimmers are actually built into the raceways, so they work a little bit differently. So that's what's working on that stuff. This thing here that says EDIN system pathway, I'm pretty sure this is basically a splitter. The DMX comes from the light board to here, and then it goes out to all the places it needs to go on the walls, and also to like those control units and stuff over there so that they can get feed. You're gonna see a box maybe when you're down here that has all kinds of old lighting stuff in it. I have not messed with this. I really don't do a lot of the lighting here. Let's talk through everything that's going on here bit by, actually, you know what? This is the audio rack, and there's a back side to it as well. I'll show you how to get into the back side on this video, but I'm gonna do a separate video that talks through all this stuff because there's kind of a lot of it. But let me just show you real quick how we get to the back. Over here, there's a button at the bottom that will kind of release the handle, and then this thing will pop out. The door will open up. Little pro tip for you. There's no light here. Let me get my, Elliot, come around, sneak your arm around here for a second. You see this thing right here? If you were to pull on that, that door will actually, you take the hinge off of it so you can pull the whole door out. Okay, so we'll just talk real quick while you've got the video going and I've got a light. There are some circuits in here that are controlled via the power. This is the back of the sound system, but just be aware, this one right here is an AV switch, and it has the same things like up in the Jochum booth and in the broadcast studio. There's Dante capabilities, and there's control port, and it depends on the one. So I'm going to close this door so you can see. It tells you on this sticker, ports 1 through 16 are for the Dante network, control ports 17 through 24. It's whatever's physically plugged into that switch that matters. And so watch the AV network video if you wanted to know. There's another door here that there's a couple of extra things back here, but I'm going to show them from the front. So look, there's another video coming.